peace reign in Kenya. Amen. For this is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
With your permission, Your Excellency, I request that we take our seats. With your permission, Your Excellency, I request that we take our seats. Your Excellency, Dr. William
Your
Samoei
Excellency,
Ruto, President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Commander-in-Chief of the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces. Your Excellency, Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of this great nation.
Honorable Professor
Your Excellency, Honorable Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. I also had him called Abrake. Your Excellency, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
National Treasury and Economic Planning.
The Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Economic Planning. Cabinet Secretaries present, Members of Parliament, the KRA Chair, Engineer Anthony Mwaura, the Commissioner General, Mr. Humphrey Watanga, CEOs, Chairmen, Captains of Industries, hustlers that are paying tax, awardees, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 19th Taxpayer Day and the launch of the 9th Corporate Plan and API platform. This is an annual event dedicated in celebrating and honoring taxpayers who excel in fulfilling their civic duty of contributing to the national development agenda through their payment of taxes. Your Excellency, with your permission, allow me to call the first speaker, the Commissioner General, Kenya Revenue Authority, Mr. Humphrey Watanga, to make some brief remarks. Why don't we welcome him with a clap? Karibu, Bwana Humphrey.
Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Economic Planning, Honorable CPA John Mbadi, Cabinet Secretaries present, Principal Secretaries present, Leadership of Parliament present, Chairman and members of the KRA Board of Directors, Chairpersons and Chief Executive Officers present, Senior Management of the Kenya Revenue Authority, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Your Excellency, on behalf of the Kenya Revenue Authority, I extend our sincere gratitude to you, sir, for honoring our invitation to celebrate this year's Taxpayers' Day. Today marks the culmination of a month of dedicated service to recognizing and appreciating the contributions of taxpayers to our nation's economic growth. KRA established Taxpayers Month to honor diligent, compliant taxpayers and also to provide tailored frameworks and services to bolster compliance across all sectors. Your Excellency, sir, ladies and gentlemen, in the last financial year, our revenue mobilization efforts experienced a notable growth of 11.1%, up from 6.4% the previous year. This growth reflects taxpayers' resilience and voluntary compliance critical to our economic transformation. This growth was driven by key administrative strategies, including taxation at source, that saw integration of betting and gaming companies into the KRA system, allowing for near real-time collection of revenue, resulting in a 26.2% increase in betting tax collection. We also implemented administrative measures that led to 49.5% growth in capital gains tax collection. The tax amnesty program saw waiver of over 200 billion shillings in penalties and enabled KRA to collect 50.5 billion shillings in taxes. Initiatives in dispute resolution and debt installment plans significantly reduced taxpayers' debt portfolio by over 100 billion shillings. Additionally, Your Excellency, embracing and adopting modern technology continued to transform KRA's approach to tax administration. We are leveraging disruptive technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data analytics to simplify tax processes, facilitate trade, and enhance compliance. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, KRA is excited today to launch its 9th corporate plan, transitioning from 3-year planning cycles to a 5-year strategy. Titled Unlock and Tap the Full Revenue Potential Through Technological Transformation, Service Excellence, and Integrity, our 9th corporate plan builds upon previous successes and sets a clear trajectory for enhancing our performance. In fostering and pursuing our vision to become an agile tax and customs revenue agency that promotes voluntary compliance, we aim to ensure fair tax contributions from all stakeholders. As per the Budget Review Outlook Paper 2023, KRA aims to collect 20.486 trillion shillings over the next 5 years. To achieve this, we will work to increase the active taxpayer base from the current 9 million to 13 million by 2028. Our strategy includes support for dynamic and emerging sectors such as the digital economy, agriculture, and the micro, small, and medium enterprises sector. In the area of trade, particularly touching on imports and exports, we aim to reduce port clearance times from the current 75 hours to less than 50 hours by 2028. With respect to VAT refunds, Your Excellency, KRA has enacted measures to expedite the processing of refund claims, resulting in the shortest average claim processing time on record, standing at 42 days during the 2023-2024 fiscal year. This achievement instills optimism in our ability to attain the international best practice of 30 days. However, Your Excellency, international standards require both the processing and payment of claims within 30 days from the date of application. We acknowledge that our performance in the payment aspect has been unsatisfactory, causing distress among taxpayers. Your Excellency, sir, as we commemorate the valuable contributions of taxpayers to our economy on this auspicious occasion, we wish to request a one-time funding allocation of at least 10 billion shillings to pay off a significant number of the verified and approved refund claims. Payment of these claims, Your Excellency, will not only provide working capital to the claimants, but will also serve as a stimulus to our economy. Your Excellency, sir, in line with your directive to adopt technology for better tax administration, we are revamping KRA's IT infrastructure and process designs to create reliable systems that meet demands. We have developed Gava Connect, an innovative API platform to empower IT developers and young Kenyan techies to create homegrown solutions that address local needs. These solutions will enable businesses and taxpayers to seamlessly and securely integrate with KRA's key processes, fostering tax simplification and driving voluntary compliance. This initiative will also enhance the ease of doing business while empowering KRA to adopt data-driven approaches, ultimately leading to better informed decision-making and efficient operations. Therefore, the launch of the 9th Corporate Plan and the API platform today exemplifies our dedication to fostering accountability and trust by making tax administration more accessible to taxpayers. These initiatives underscore our commitment to leveraging technology for improved service delivery, operational efficiency, and stronger collaboration with stakeholders, paving the way for Tax Administration 3.0, where technology and governance unite. KRA is also undergoing a change management and structural reform process aimed at creating a more effective tax administration organization that's fit for purpose, creating a revitalized administration founded on a culture of performance, service, and integrity among our staff. With the support of the National Treasury, particularly in timely addressing our persistent resource challenges, we envision a motivated, accountable, and innovative workforce capable of fulfilling the noble mandate that has been bestowed upon us. I would like to take a moment at this juncture, Your Excellency, to acknowledge and express my appreciation for KRA staff for their continued diligence and hard work. Our KRA staff, wherever you are, please stand up. Yeah. Congratulations on not only meeting but exceeding the targets for the month that just concluded yesterday. Let's keep up this great work. Let's keep up this great work for the rest of the financial year. You can be seated. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the KRA leadership and staff, I express our gratitude to taxpayers for meeting their obligations and contributing to Kenya's economic sustainability through registration, filing, accurate reporting, and making tax payments. I note once again, Your Excellency, KRA is dedicated to enhancing taxpayer experiences by simplifying processes and ensuring positive interaction across all touchpoints. We remain steadfast in our commitment to uphold integrity and professionalism in all engagements with taxpayers. As we move forward, I encourage all taxpayers to continue supporting Kenya's growth and development by fulfilling their tax obligations. Together, we can build a stronger and a more prosperous nation for future generations. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to invite the chairman of KRA Board of Directors, Mr. Anthony Mwaura, to make his comments. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, Mama Rachel Ruto, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Kithure Kindiki, Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, Honorable John Mbadi, Cabinet Secretary is present, Principal Secretary is present, Chairpersons and Chief Executive Officers present, my fellow KRA Board Directors, Commissioner General, and Senior Management of KRA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Your Excellency, on behalf of the KRA Board leadership, management, and staff, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Your Excellency for gracing this year's Taxpayers' Day. And Your Excellency, I wanted to introduce my board members who are present. My fellow board members, you can stand up. Your Excellency, those are my board members. They are very diligent people. And as the Commissioner General have said, this month, Your Excellency, is unprecedented. It is the first time we have surpassed our revenue targets. And not by any digit. Your Excellency, people are saying that the economy is not working. Now they can see it is working. I know they will never report it, but we have done an extremely good job. Thanks the staff and the directors. This annual event highlights the importance of fostering strong relationship with our taxpayers to enhance voluntary compliance. Over the years, KRA has developed a robust partnership with taxpayers from both the public and private sectors. These collaborations have led to continuous improvements in service delivery, information exchange, effective border management, and sustained stakeholders engagement programs. This collaboration has been built through transparency, accountability, and integrity, with a view to improve KRA's governance approach and maintain trust with those we serve. Our commitment remains steadfast in maintaining strong, positive, customer-focused relationship with all taxpayers. Your Excellency, sir, KRA has been intentional in improving its services approach, guided by the desire for excellence and timely facilitation of the unique needs of taxpayers. And I can guarantee you, Your Excellency, when you came into leadership, so many people were complaining about KRA. These days, the complaints are just few or none at all. We do our work diligently, and we have got committed staff who have changed their approach when it comes to collection of revenue. And these days, we are giving even our taxpayers, whom we recognize as our clients, payment packages which are the next to none. And I can tell you for sure, Your Excellency, this KRA is going to be the best in the whole of Africa. This has been driven by our ambition to mobilize adequate revenue for the government while ensuring operational efficiency and effective internal processes. We have also moved a step further to engage our key stakeholders through the various programs that seek to enhance dialogue and empower taxpayers with information on tax issues. The KRA Summit, along with various dialogue forums for traders, MSMEs, and policymakers, have provided an open platform for exchange of knowledge and interaction with taxpayers to listen to their concerns and jointly seek solutions. Your Excellency, sir, at KRA, we strive to foster a taxpayers-friendly environment. One of our commitments, as outlined in the KRA 9th corporate plan, is to enhance customer-centric service delivery, making it easier for taxpayers to understand and fulfill their obligations. We are dedicated to expanding our customer support footprint to reach diverse sectors and remote areas, bringing our service closer to the people in all the 47 counties in Kenya. We also remain committed to champion the various initiatives rolled out by the national government, and tomorrow, me and my board and our staff will participate in a Jaza Meet activity where the board, management, and staff of KRA will plant 3 seedlings in Kiambu County. The goal is to plant and grow at least 100,000 tree seedlings by the end of this financial year. As I conclude, let me reiterate KRA commitment to enable taxpayers to meet their obligation with this. Our goal is to remove any barriers that might discourage compliance, ensuring that everyone can contribute to the nation's economic growth. As we look ahead, we remain deeply rooted in the mission of supporting Kenya economic development through revenue collection, guided by the principles outlined in the bottom-up to economic transformation agenda, that is better, among other development roadmaps. Your Excellency, this week, me and my board, we had gone for a workshop in Mombasa, and we were shocked to be told by our staff that in the last financial year, this cryptocurrency, we had 384 customers, and they were able to contribute 10 billion. We collected 10 billion Kenya shillings from them. And the staff told us, if you can be able to talk and agree with the central bank within this year, and be able to talk to those people who deals with the Bitcoin and everything, we can be able to net 60 billion Kenya shillings. So, Your Excellency, we have agreed with our Commissioner General. I talked even to the Governor of Central Bank and the Deputy Governor, so that we can have a joint technical committee, so that we can explore all the means, so that these people of cryptocurrency, they want to pay taxes, but we are unable to reach to them. Your Excellency, there is also another thing I don't want it to escape your mind. You have seen in the social media, although most of the times we don't care about the social media, that our staff are even buying their tissue papers and printing papers because of what we can say, the money we are usually sent at the end of the month. Your Excellency, even our staff are not able to access medical services in hospitals. And we agreed with them that they work hard this month so that we can show you, Your Excellency, and the people of the Republic of Kenya, we can be able to work with minimum budget, and we deliver. And I told them, once they deliver, the sky will be the limit. You are going to consider, and what you have been asking for a very long time, that 2%, Your Excellency. You can, even if it is not, last year we are given 0.9%, Your Excellency. And the staff have told me the only year they were given 2%. That was in the year 2020-21. They were able to surpass their tax collection by more than 21%. And they are saying that if they can be given between 1.5 to 2%, Your Excellency, they are going to guarantee you, even if it means signing with each and every particular employee of KRA, they are going to guarantee you that 3 trillion shillings we always keep on saying, it will no longer be a marriage, but it will happen. And I have seen from the collection of this month, the dedication, Your Excellency, which was there this month, the way these people have worked hard, they have not harassed anybody, they are no longer in the business of harassing anybody, they have got now good relationship with our taxpayers, and we have agreed that our taxpayers are our clients, and we are going to treat them with utmost respect. Your Excellency, we have got the legacy. We want to hit the 4 trillion. The CS here have told me how he was embarrassed when he went to Washington. We don't need to continue begging for money from outside. When we went for that workshop, we stayed with our staff, and they told us if we are able to enhance our technology, Your Excellency, we can increase our collection by 7% in the next financial year. And 7%, Your Excellency, the next financial year, out of a collection of 2.4 billion Kenya shillings, Honorable Badi, you can do your calculations. You will never go back to Washington to beg for money. They will be coming here to beg us to take their money. So with those many remarks, Your Excellency, today is one of my happiest days because of those 2 factors. One, you already know why I'm very happy. And the second factor is because we hit our target, and I know that you are going to agree with that request of making sure that we get our 2%. Thanks so much, Your Excellency. About you to
Your Excellency, the Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, CGH, President of the Republic of Kenya, and Commander-in-Chief of our Defense Forces, Your Excellency, Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, the Honorable Kithure Kindiki, the Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, my fellow Cabinet Secretaries present, my Principal Secretary in charge of National Treasury, Chris Kipto, together with your colleague, Principal Secretaries present, Chairperson and members of the Board of Directors of the Kenya Revenue Authority, Chairpersons and Chief Executive Officers present, Commissioner General and staff of the Kenya Revenue Authority, distinguished taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First, allow me to begin by expressing and joining my colleagues, the Chairman together with the Commissioner General, in expressing our gratitude to Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, for finding time to preside over this year's Taxpayers' Day. The day provides an opportunity for us to celebrate a key national duty of tax paying. This patriotic act allows us to drive development and progress our economy. In line with the democratic principles, let us note that those we recognize today are merely a representation of the very many other taxpayers spread across all corners of this great nation. In particular, I must recognize those who comply with their tax obligations in a timely manner. Your Excellency, it is a specimen of your leadership that even in the face of real economic challenges, the Kenyan economy remains robust. My words are backed with data. In 2023, our economy grew by 5.6%, up from 4.9% the previous year, 2022. This year, Your Excellency, despite all the challenges that you have faced, the economy expanded by 5% in the first quarter of this year and 4.6% in the second quarter, and we understand why. And the growth is expected to moderate at 5.2% in 2024 and move to 5.4% in 2025. Your Excellency, it may interest us to know and note that the global economy presently is growing at 3.2%. And sub-Saharan African economy is growing at 3.7%. So Kenyan economy is growing way above average, both the global average and the regional average. The growth has seen revenue collection triple from 974.4 billion in the financial year 2013-2014 to the present 2.7 trillion in the financial year 2023-2024. That is the total revenue. However, even with this growth, our tax gap is still estimated at around 11% of GDP in the financial year 2022-2023 against the estimated potential of not less than 22% of the GDP. This, Your Excellency, is indicative of the need to address the challenges that allow for this tax gap. Some of these challenges include increase in tax expenditure, and when the Commissioner General spoke, he alluded to tax refunds. A lot of tax claims are also fictitious. We must admit that. And this is costing us a lot and putting a strain in our exchequer unnecessarily. The other issue is low tax compliance, as well as growth of the informal and digital sectors, which are hard to tax. This less than ideal revenue performance has direct impact, such as escalation in public debt and debt service, expenditure carryovers, and accumulation of pending bills, and the resultant increased requirement for funding priority interventions. Your Excellency, your loyal staff have suggested action to resolve this situation. It is imperative that we renew domestic resource mobilization efforts, including diversifying and broadening the tax base, strengthening revenue collection infrastructure, fight tax evasion, and improve compliance. And that is one of the reasons why, Your Excellency, for those of us who read the newspapers of today, you clearly will see proposals that have come from both the National Treasury and some have come jointly from National Treasury and the Ministry of Trade, suggesting measures that we want to take to deal with the tax administration issues and the tax administration challenges, which are resulting in some leakages in our tax collection. For the first time, National Treasury has offered you explainer and also offered the people of Kenya explainer. Each suggested proposal is backed with explainer. So just read it. If there is anything you have an issue with, let us engage as a country. Your Excellency, I promised you when you appointed me that you did not appoint a conman. We will not con Kenyans. We will speak to Kenyans. Where Kenyans feel we need to change, we will change. But let us engage. Again, what I said to my team at the Treasury is I was not, when the President appointed me, he did not appoint a clerk. He appointed someone who would come up with policies. So policies must be proposed. So those who are opposing policies proposed, you are wrong. Let us engage. Let us discuss. Where you feel we need to change, we will change. We put out a notice asking you to give us proposals. We received these proposals. The end date was 4th of last month. And then we put them together, collated and synthesized, and now we have made proposals which are going to the National Assembly. Please engage with those proposals. A lot of them are not even revenue-raising measures. A lot of them are for the benefit of the people of Kenya. Why on earth would anyone oppose, for example, if we are saying that there could have been reasons why you are not able to pay your tax, and you are struggling to pay the tax, and you know how much you can pay. But because the penalties have accumulated so much, we give you an opportunity to only pay the principal. Tax amnesty. Government will receive money, you will also be relieved, because now no one will be asking you for money. Why would anyone oppose that? Why would anyone, Your Excellency, if you allow me, give another example. Why would anyone oppose, for example, when we propose that when senior citizens have worked for so many years and they are now going back home, they are getting their pension. That pension should not be taxed. At the moment, you have to wait to reach the age of 65 to enjoy tax-free pension. So some people retire at 60, wait for 5 years to go and collect their pension tax-free. Within the 5 years, because you don't have money, you'll have died. So why do we want to push Kenyans to early grave if we can give them their pension and enjoy their life after service to this nation for so many years? So those are the kind of proposals that we have proposed, that we have made. And I have no apology about it. I've put it out there with your guidance, Your Excellency. Let us engage as a country. Your Excellency, allow me to move forward. Additionally, we must harness private sector investment and enhance regional and international cooperation. Your people, the Kenyan population, must be reminded that strong domestic resource mobilization efforts is necessary to support fiscal consolidation. Sustained fiscal consolidation will in turn stabilize and bring public debt to more prudent levels over the medium term. We remain committed to optimize our debt servicing strategies while ensuring accountability and citizen engagement on matters fiscal policy formulations, resource allocation and expenditure, as I have just mentioned. For us to realize our economic and fiscal ambitions, Your Excellency, it is critical that we consider existing tax policies and administrative measures to ensure that they not only stimulate economic growth, but also reduce the cost of compliance for taxpayers. And I talked about that. To efficiently collect revenue and seal revenue leakages, there is need to revamp and upgrade the revenue collection system so as to capture all taxpayers through digitization. Leveraging on technology will revolutionize tax processes, seal revenue loopholes, and enhance efficiency of our tax system. These proposals, Your Excellency, are not meant to punish or target Kenyans. Our intention is to deploy instruments that will expand the tax base, particularly from the traditionally hard-to-tax sectors, while protecting existing businesses and taxpayers from overtaxation. Our tax policy, Your Excellency, you are aware that we are looking at that in the medium term to reduce rates of tax, including corporate tax, from 30% to 25%. We are thinking of reducing VAT from 16 to 14%. This can only be possible if we expand the tax base and everyone who is supposed to pay tax pay their fair share of taxation. One of the principles of taxation is equity. If you are, kama unapata kidogo, lipa kidogo. Kama unapata nyingi, kama mbadi, lipa nyingi. Kama unapata zaidi, kama wengine sitaki kusema, lipa zaidi. This plan is solid and it finds roots in our medium-term revenue strategy, as I've stated, which has stipulated a number of policy interventions to cushion against any preferential application and variations of various tax policies. The aim is to raise our tax revenue to GDP ratio to no less than 22% and increase the compliance rate from the current 70% to 90% and beyond in 2026-2027. There is more positive news, however, Your Excellency. We have committed to reevaluate initiatives on tax expenditure to ensure that all incentives are targeted and beneficial to the broader economy, not unscrupulous businesses. We will continuously enhance transparency and accountability around tax incentives with a view to generate maximum value while channeling resources into critical areas such as healthcare and education. The National Treasury is committed to further support the reform of public finance management to enhance efficiency, transparency, accountability, and prudence. We will implement the following measures. Number one, We are transiting from cash basis to accrual basis of accounting. And my PS is chairing that committee, Your Excellency. Number 2, enhance or entrench the adopted zero-based budgeting process beginning in the financial year 25-26. The next budget is going to be zero-based. You must explain every shilling you are asking the Treasury to give you. So that is justification of each item budgeted for. Number 3, we are implementing an end-to-end e-government procurement system. This will improve governance, reduce opportunities for corruption, conflict of interest, and abuse of office. Number 4, we are initiating a framework to make VAT refund processes open, transparent, and accountable. Number 5, we are operationalizing the assets and inventory management modules in our IFMIS system with the module of MDS. The full visibility of all assets and inventories will facilitate optimal asset utilization and ensure that idle and unserviceable assets are disposed in conformity with the existing legal requirements. The increased efficiency and transparency will allow for improved governance and will see any public officer I almost thought that they were reminding me that I've spoken too much. But now I think I will move towards closing. I was saying that this increased efficiency and transparency, Your Excellency, will allow for improved governance and will see any public officer found engaging in any malpractice held liable for their actions and dealt with in accordance with the law. Public participation has emerged as a strong value of governance in our nation, and it is why I make specific mention to Kenya Revenue Authority's 9th corporate plan that was developed through a consultative process informed by guidelines from the National Treasury and Economic Planning, aligned with Kenya's Vision 2030 and goal of transforming Kenya into a newly industrialized middle-income economy. But, Your Excellency, I'm just coming to a close. There are just 2 things that I wanted to say, which is not in part of my speech, and is in response to what the chairman has said. The first one, Chairman, you are right that I was embarrassed at Washington, not that we were treated badly, Your Excellency. I wanted just to clarify. But you see, when you find African countries queuing in corridor, then you are called one by one. Nigeria, you come, 15, 30 minutes. Rwanda, Kenya, I mean, for those of us who have some pride, it's a bit demeaning. And you see the money that we are asking for out there, Your Excellency, if we just tighten our system, we can do without some of these monies. We can do. Because today, IMF has released 78 billion shillings. But if KRA puts systems in place, we can collect not less than 400 billion shillings. So we can do without some of these loans. But again, Your Excellency, the chairman spoke about staff motivation, and I am aligned. Your Excellency, I think this is something we have discussed, and again, we will make sure that when we are doing our budgeting, that we feed the cow which we milk, so that we don't milk the cow without feeding the cow. I just wanted to clarify those 2 issues. And Your Excellency, hata kama kuna zingine sijasoma, hizo sasa sitabaki. I think I've done my bit. Allow me, Your Excellency, to at this juncture invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, to come and address our taxpayers. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Your Excellency, President William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Mama Rachel, the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will be very brief because I believe I have nothing really useful to add to this conversation. But I can actually testify to the fact that it can be quite embarrassing when you are in the corridors, the way Honorable Mbandi has spoken to his encounter in Washington. So if we have to move away from that, then we have to enhance our own revenue collection. But we are here to say that let us not kill the goose that lays the golden egg. We are here to honor the private sector. We must nurture the private sector. We must expand it. We must help it to grow so that we can all continue seeing the golden eggs that our economy requires. Let me just point out one thing, Your Excellency, with your permission. The issue of the integrity of our fiscal measures and the tax bands or levels that we sometimes apply. We should, in my view, make sure that we operate above board. Some of the challenges that we faced was that as we were looking at the finance bill, in some quarters, there were allegations that some of the policy measures introduced were not quite based on integrity, but may have been aligned to try and undermine other competitors in a particular industry. I think it is important that we enhance competitiveness and we make sure that all the fiscal measures that we bring out, especially after public participation, are above board and genuinely in the interests of that particular industry and not to use any institution of government to try and undermine your competition as we move forward. I think this is very, very essential going forward because we need to expand our business base and all players must have an equal opportunity. With these few remarks, Your Excellency, it is now my singular honor to invite Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to make his remarks and invite him.
Your Excellency, President William Ruto, Excellency First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto, all protocols observed. I have picked 4 quick things from this conversation. The first one is the duty that every Kenyan has to pay taxes for the development of our country. That it is important that as a country we continue informing and mobilizing the people of Kenya, corporates and natural persons, that it is a duty to pay tax so that we can use that tax to build our country. Number 2, that when we go out there to seek support in terms of getting money for development, we actually end up being lent money, which are savings from taxpayers of other countries. And therefore, it is only fair that we find ways of making sure that we can generate resources from our own sources. The third thing I'll pick, Your Excellency, especially from my brother C.S. Mbadi and the chairman and the CG and the Commissioner General, is that for us to be able, therefore, to generate enough taxes, enough revenue to build our country, there is need for KRA to invest in better systems of collection and better practices of collecting that revenue. And that includes also good relations with taxpayers and abandoning old style and old methods of collecting taxes, which in the past included harassing taxpayers who are actually the main clients in this exercise. The final thing that I'll pick, Your Excellency, is that going forward, the country will require to enhance accountability mechanisms to ensure prudent use of the taxes that we collect. And you have led us very strongly on that front in the last 2 years, Your Excellency, as you continue to remind us that all of us who are tasked with managing public resources must be accountable and must avoid misuse or misappropriation of public funds as the only sure way of generating public confidence in the government and encouraging and motivating the people of Kenya to pay taxes. And I'm sure as we continue into the future, a more transparent culture within government on prudence, use of public resources will encourage many more people, both natural persons and corporate persons, to pay their taxes because they can see that their taxes are being used well. Therefore, Your Excellency, today being my first day in office, I want to try not to say many things. I just want to say that I'm happy for the privilege you've given me to assist you in running the affairs of the country. And as I said earlier today, I'll try and do my best with the support of my brothers and sisters in government. And I know there are many friends already in government whom I can depend on, even as we all support you to take us to the next level as a country. With those many remarks, Your Excellency, I want to request all of us to be upstanding so that we can listen to the address of His Excellency, the President. Welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Abraham. Please, let's take our seats. Just for good record, my deputy was not scheduled to come to this meeting because by the time we put together this meeting, he didn't have the job he has. So I just ambushed him here and told him to remain behind for this meeting because it is an important meeting. And I must say, a good professor, that if there was an examination on your first assignment, I can say you have passed with very good colors. Because at the very least, you understand why we are here. There are many who would not understand why we are here. And in the past, I have tried. When such difficult subjects as the economy and taxes are being discussed, not many people want to participate because it's a very difficult subject. It's not very popular. And so populists don't like hard stuff. I'm very happy that you at least pick 4 items. That is very good. Distinguished taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, we dedicate this day to honor you the individuals and businesses whose contributions to our national revenue mobilization efforts have enabled us to finance the national budget. You have provided us with the necessary resources to ambitiously propel Kenya towards self-reliance and inclusive development. This event is therefore devoted to celebrating you for demonstrating in word and in deed two outstanding patriotic qualities: consistent hard work and the dutiful remittance of taxes as stipulated by law and expected of all good citizens, both as individuals and as corporates. Your patriotism is the foundation of our nation's economic resilience and progress, because efficient revenue mobilization is essential to finance the delivery of public services, investing in infrastructure development, and providing resources required to safeguard peace, stability, and national unity. Kenya's socio-economic transformation is overdue by decades because we delayed too long in enhancing domestic revenue mobilization to the level needed to ensure sustainability and economic takeoff. As a result, we lack the resources needed for development to secure Kenya's economic independence. We are a proudly democratic, free, and independent country. Independence confers on us the authority to decide our destiny. But that authority for us to decide our destiny comes with responsibility. And that responsibility is the responsibility that each and every one of us must carry on our shoulders to make sure that we contribute in every way possible to making Kenya free, democratic, and independent. And of course, the responsibility that comes with it also brings accountability, that all of us must ultimately account for our actions. Let me say this, that we've lacked the resources needed for development to secure Kenya's economic independence, while employment continues to affect our youthful population, with over 5 million young people, men and women, seeking employment, and more than 850,000 entering the labor market every year. These are staggering numbers, that we have 5 million young people out there and 850 million join them every year. We have to be intentional, we have to be deliberate in making sure that we create real jobs for these young people. It is the reason why housing is a priority for us, because it creates jobs. It is a reason why investing in technology, in the digital space, in the 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic is a priority, because it creates digital jobs. It is the reason why making sure that we have bilateral labor agreements across many countries is a priority, because it creates jobs. And it is the reason why our county aggregation, special economic zones, and the current conversation we are having about how do we enhance our manufacturing capabilities is a priority, because it creates jobs. Similarly, our nation has suffered from a severe housing deficit, which has pushed the cost of housing beyond the reach of many urban workers, forcing them to live in crowded, unsanitary, and often insecure dwellings. Our farmers have worked tirelessly, but have yet to benefit from improved agricultural techniques, post-harvest loss mitigation, economies of scale, value addition and export manufacturing. And it is the reason why we are expanding and deploying more resources in that space. Additionally, our country's vast potential to be competitive in the digital economy, creative industry, and innovation has remained largely untapped due to underinvestment in both technical and vocational education and training, as well as in the necessary digital and ICT infrastructure. Again, it is the reason why we sat around a table in this very space here with our ICT ministry, with the Communication Authority of Kenya, with Kenya Power, to make sure that we use our Kenya Power network across Kenya to piggyback and drive our fiber optic footprint around Kenya. Further, endeavors to ensure the health of our people by providing high-quality health care have been undermined by limited access and high costs because medical facilities have been few and under-equipped, while treatment has typically overwhelmed majority households' budgets and exacerbated hardship. And it is again the reason why we are rolling out our universal health coverage, a very bold initiative. And I promise you, it's going to succeed. Because I can already see the signs of success in our universal health coverage plan. At the same time, our economic growth has faced major challenges from within and without, including rising energy prices and interest rates, severe impacts of climate change, and geopolitical upheavals, factors that have driven up commodity prices and significantly increased our debt burden. We have been navigating uncharted waters for a while now, with more than half of our revenues going to service debt and thus denying us resources for development and for critical services. The bold policies outlined in our bottom-up economic transformation agenda aim to drive shared prosperity by reducing the cost of living, enhancing labor productivity, and creating millions of jobs annually. This is why we are investing in developing high-capacity value chains such as agriculture, micro, small, and medium enterprises, housing, healthcare, the digital superhighway, and the creative industries. To execute these transformative strategies, we agreed with the people of Kenya to take very difficult but necessary decisions to restore economic stability and guarantee fiscal sustainability in the short and medium term as the first step towards setting our nation on a path to economic prosperity. We also resolved to radically reduce non-priority expenditure and eliminate wastage to ensure that every shilling of national revenue goes as far as possible to deliver for our citizens. I have had my CS for National Treasury speak here. I'm not responsible for his eloquence or his firmness. I think he has just seen the reality of where we are and that we must move together. You and your team, John, have my full support as you lead the way in making sure that we explain ourselves to the people of Kenya on matters that require domestic mobilization. And I agree with you entirely in what you have said. We need to begin to think about your accrual accounting is spot on. Your zero budgeting is spot on. We need to begin to explain why any department, any ministry requires every shilling. If you required it last year, you still must come back and explain to us why you require it this year, so that we can make sure that we are doing the right thing. And the third thing that you have said that is spot on is the issue of tax expenditure. We must have a honest conversation as Kenyans. If we are spending 400 billion shillings every year on tax refunds, and in some cases, that have been brought to our attention, as it was done with our universal health program, you know very well that in some instances, like in some hospital here in Kino, they were doing more surgeries than Kenyatta National Hospital. Some Saint something hospital on the third floor of some building in Kino. It is not possible. It is the same thing. We now have people who claim tax refunds because they run bakeries. Because bread is a very important thing to Kenya. Bread is very sensitive. And we are paying a lot of money to many bakeries. But you know what they are doing? They have more accountants in those bakeries than people who bake any bread. The same way, one hospital I know had more accountants than medical staff because they were gaming the NHIF. This, ladies and gentlemen, we must have a candid conversation and stop it. John, you have my support as you go after those people who game the system. We must stop them. And finally, we must also make sure that government does not pay more money for services or goods than we should. And it is the reason why the e-procurement that you have talked about here, it's been on the cards for far too long. This is the time to implement e-procurement. We must be transparent. It must be open. How much is government paying for this service or that product? And how does it compare with prices in the market? There is absolutely no reason why government should be paying 10, 20, 50% more than the actual prices in the market. And the way to make it transparent is to put it on a digital platform so that Kenyans know who supplied what, at what price, who was awarded, and we get the benefit of making sure. And this morning, I made a telephone call, and your PS knows we already have a team that is working with our colleagues from Indonesia who have done a wonderful job on making sure that e-procurement works. We must learn from best practice and make sure that we too as a country move in the steps that will make Kenya accountable and deal firmly with issues of corruption in government. Additionally, we are committed to significantly increase domestic revenue mobilization by ensuring that every eligible taxpayer contributes their fair share to support development and services, with no one, and I mean no one, evading their duty or benefiting unfairly from others' contribution. I am pleased to announce that our collective efforts are yielding positive results. In October 2024, this year, the chairman, the CG have said this: inflation dropped to 2.7%, the lowest in 17 years. This stability resulted from favorable weather, consistent fuel prices, and deliberate fiscal measures to support our food production efforts. Our currency, on the other hand, has strengthened against the dollar moving from 160 in January to 129 in October. And our GDP grew by 5.6 in 2023, up from 4.9 in 2022, indicating a solid economic recovery trajectory. To sustain this progress and promote fairness, we must enhance equity and effectiveness of tax revenue mobilization. This means that our tax measures must be fair and every eligible entity must pay. It also means that the partnership between government and taxpayers must be based on a dynamic reciprocity, with the government using effective policies and efficient public investment to enable taxpayers to thrive, create jobs, and create wealth and make money. As can be noted in this year's theme, trade is vital, that requires robust facilitation to grow our economy. For a while now, we have been making significant progress in improving the ease of doing business, enhancing Kenya's appeal to local and foreign investors, streamlining the regulatory environment, and empowering businesses. I'm sure next week the National Treasury will be forwarding proposals that John spoke about to Parliament for us to create a better environment for us to do business. Proposals such as tax amnesty that provides a win-win outcome both for taxpayers and also the Kenya Revenue Authority, and many other proposals that is good for business. Because when business is doing well, we can collect more taxes and we can all do well. We have resolved to establish a fair tax system that relies on simplicity and transparency to encourage compliance. Consistent collaboration between the National Treasury, the Kenya Revenue Authority, and other stakeholders has provided a robust platform for the development of inclusive policies, especially for micro, small, and medium enterprises. And I must commend our judiciary for setting the parameters for engagement between the public and government agencies. That public participation now has parameters that are clear, that are understandable, that makes it possible for government to consult with citizens, but also give institutions like the National Assembly, the Senate, and other institutions the leverage to exercise their mandate as is provided for in our Constitution, without necessarily impeding the rollout and the execution of government programs. Kenya's current revenue collection is significantly below the East African Community target of 25% of GDP. Our aim is to raise revenue from our current 14% to 22% of GDP within the next decade, and to promote compliance from the current 70% to 90% by 2026-2027, expanding the tax base by addressing hard-to-tax sectors such as the informal economy and digital business will require collaboration, innovation, digitization, technology, and determination. Technology is critical to all modern transactions, as we all know. Automated systems, including electronic data interchange and streamlined customs processes, can significantly reduce costs, improve efficiency, and enhance transparency. There is, we all know, some measure of resistance on matters of technology and digitization. I must congratulate the KRA staff that they have finally come round and agreed that let's go technology. Congratulations. I am not saying you had refused. I'm saying it was slow. But I'm finally informed, and now there is clarity, and there is harmony, and there is concurrence. And we have all agreed that that is the way we are going. And we are mobilizing both local and foreign technology providers. We've built a big consortium of technology providers to assist our Kenya Revenue Authority in making sure that we create a seamless ecosystem that will make sure that whatever is due to KRA is paid without anybody, any member of either KRA or any member of government taking advantage of the situation. Through effective use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the new Gava Connect API, KRA will enhance service delivery, transparency, and also reduce tax evasion. I am proud to note that a tax-based expansion strategy enabled the government to generate an extra 24.6 billion in the year 2023-2024 and added 1.2 million new taxpayers to the national revenue base. In particular, the strategy has succeeded in bringing landlords into the tax net through the monthly rental income program, and likewise enhanced systems, including the electronic tax invoice management system, have reduced VAT fraud, enabling us to mobilize 314 billion from over 280,000 VAT registered taxpayers. We are making real progress, and I'm very happy with the progress. I got a report from the KRA team last week on the interventions we have put in place. We've just started, and I'm very confident that shortly we will get all systems go, and we will make significant progress, and we will reduce the number of outings my friend has to go to queue in certain places. I commend millions of patriotic Kenyans for performing their patriotic duty and filing 8 million tax returns by June 30th, 2024, surpassing the target by 26%. Tax compliance is not only a legal and civic duty, but also signifies our shared commitment to contribute towards national transformation. I'm very happy that even though many people call me names in terms of our adventure and our program to collect tax, more people are now realizing that that is the direction to go. I'm very happy. I would also like to recognize Dr. Lilian Nyawanda. Where is she? Let's clap for that. Congratulations, Lilian, Commissioner for Domestic Taxes. Commissioner for Customs and Border Control, for all the efforts that you're doing and your team. We recognize those efforts and we commend you. Let me also recognize Mrs. Rispa Muthoni Simiyu, Commissioner for Domestic Taxes. Where is she? There. And your team for your outstanding performance in surpassing your tax collection targets by 105%. Congratulations. Madam Nyawanda surpassed her target by 102%. Through better infrastructure, inclusive services, and increased wealth and job creation, we are laying the foundation for rapid national transformation. This is why we must all take a stand against tax evasion and corruption, which continues to pose significant challenges. Tax evaders should not be allowed to hide resources owed to the people of Kenya while benefiting from public services. Similarly, those engaged in corruption should not enjoy benefits gained through the sabotage of public service delivery and the undermining of public infrastructure development through bloated bills and unnecessary and unjustified payments. I urge Kenyans to take advantage of KRA's iWhistle platform, which enables the public and staff to report malpractice, and I commend those who have done so already by reporting 883 cases, which led to the recovery of 4.3 billion Kenyan shillings. To all those who made reports, I want to say congratulations, you are true patriots of the Republic of Kenya. Additionally, 255 KRA staff members have been investigated. And I want to promise you that firm and decisive action will be taken against those who will be found to be culpable. It is critical for us to uphold integrity, to secure public confidence, motivate tax compliance, and promote efficiency and accountability. This is the way to ensure that every shilling of taxpayers' money is fully applied to its intended purpose. I reiterate my undertaking to remain a responsible steward of public resources and to ensure that no funds entrusted to the government will be lost under my watch. We have made significant progress in enhancing transparency and efficiency through digital solutions to combat theft, wastage, and corruption, and we remain committed to furthering this effort to assure Kenyans of maximum efficiency in resource utilization. Today, we launch KRA's 9th corporate plan, a 5-year roadmap focused on improving efficiency, service delivery, and compliance through technology and process optimization. I commend KRA and the National Treasury for their work in developing this plan and urge them that nothing except the full implementation of this strategic plan shall be acceptable by me. Accordingly, I call upon government agencies to cooperate fully with KRA in strengthening revenue mobilization. Once again, I salute the distinguished taxpayers of Kenya and extend the appreciation of a grateful nation for your patriotic contribution to national self-reliance and transformation. I congratulate each of the outstanding taxpayers recognized today and say that your exemplary tax compliance is a model of committed nation building. As we celebrate you, we honor the critical contribution of every taxpayer of our nation's self-reliance and to our collective efforts to build a prosperous and resilient future. It is important that we work together, and I'm very proud of this moment that we are making steps towards ensuring that we collect every shilling that we can and appropriate it properly and use it for the intended purpose and make sure that it is put to good use. I'm informed that the discussions have already been done. From this month going forward, there will be adequate facilitation of the Kenya Revenue Authority so that they can do their job and do it well. The Kenya Revenue Authority, therefore, 9th corporate plan is now launched, and the Gava Connect API platform is also officially unveiled. Thank you very much. God bless you. and God bless our great country, Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Another round of applause for His Excellency. As we now invite you, Your Excellency, to come and press the buzzer and allow me, we may take our seats kindly. I'll request that we have the Deputy President, His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary to flank you, the CS, Chair KRA, Humphrey Watanga, and the PS to come and flank His Excellency as we now have the official launch of the 9th Corporate Plan and the API platform. So with them standing there, it's a video launch. So Your Excellency, we will be, Lillian, you may also come. And the other lady that was honored, we can give them a clap as they're coming for a job well done. It's a video launch, so I'll count you down, Your Excellency. In 3, 2, 1, let's have the video play.
Our 9th Corporate Plan is the blueprint for the future. A future where technology takes center stage, where data drives decisions, and where every Kenyan is included in the tax system. These 5 pillars lay the foundation for an efficient tax system, bringing Kenya closer to its development goals while enhancing service delivery for all. Supporting this blueprint is the KRA API platform, our leap into a new era of tax integration. Through this powerful tool, businesses and developers can seamlessly access and interact with KRA services. The future of tax administration starts today. Welcome to the new era of the Kenya Revenue Authority.
Another round of applause. And that marks the 9th Corporate Plan and the API platform. I'll request that then we have His Excellency, the President, the CS Treasury, together with the Chair of KRA to remain on stage with His Excellency as we now proceed to the award ceremony. I'll request that the rest, PS, you may also join His Excellency as we now proceed to the award ceremony. And at this point, I will have Beatrice read the first citation for the first award. Beatrice, over to you.
Thank you, Mike. Your Excellency, sir, the following taxpayers are presented for the Presidential Distinguished Taxpayers Award for the financial year 2023-2024. We'll start with Top Tax Society. This award recognizes the institution of higher learning that demonstrated the greatest level of support to local communities to improve tax compliance through innovative tax literacy approaches. This award goes to KCA University. KCA University, kindly make your way to the stage so that you receive that award kindly. KCA University, Top Tax Society. A round of applause kindly as they receive the award. The second award, Most Facilitative Government Agency in Tax Enforcement and Recovery. This award goes to Directorate of Criminal Investigation. A round of applause kindly. Directorate of Criminal Investigation. Most Improved Taxpayer Post ADR. This award goes to Shirji Chemicals Limited. A round of applause kindly. The next category, Top Importer Petroleum. This award goes to Vivo Energy Kenya Limited, stroke Kenya Shell Limited. A round of applause, kindly. The next category, Top Importer, Non-Petroleum. This award goes to East Africa Device Assembly Kenya Limited. A round of applause as they pick these awards, kindly.
Your Excellency, the Top Authorized Economic Operator. This award goes to CFAO Motors Kenya Limited. Your Excellency, the next category, a round of applause, please, for CFAO Motors. The next category is the Top Exporter. This category goes to Chai Trading Company Limited. A round of applause, please. Congratulations. Your Excellency, the next category is the Top Taxpayer Public Sector. This award goes to the National Intelligence Service, NIS. A round of applause for the NIS.
The next category, Top Taxpayer Regional Category, Nairobi Region, Wiyok Services Kenya Limited. A round of applause, kindly. Southern Region, Diani Properties Limited. A warm clap as they receive these awards, kindly. Next, Central Region, Amaica Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited. A round of applause, kindly, ladies and gentlemen, as they receive their awards. Northern Region, Kibo Classic Limited. A round of applause as they go to receive these awards. Next, Western Region, Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology Staff Retirement Benefits Scheme. South Rift Region, Imarisha Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited. Let's give them a warm clap as they receive these awards, kindly. North Rift Region, Village Enterprise Fund. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Your Excellency, we now move to the highest growth in taxes paid. This award goes to the Cooperative Bank of Kenya Limited. Congratulations. And finally, Your Excellency, sir, is the Top Taxpayer category. The first award goes to the Micro Taxpayer category. We have two awardees. The first one goes to Jusa Saifuddin Ghulam Hussein Hassan Ali. Congratulations, Juza. And the second one goes to Quinta Katui Simiu. Quinta. Congratulations, Quinta. The next category in the top taxpayer category is the small taxpayer category. This award goes to Flexi Personnel Limited. Your Excellency, the next category is the medium taxpayer category, and this award goes to Boston Consulting Group, Kenya Limited. And finally, Your Excellency, the last award of the evening in the top taxpayer category goes to the large taxpayer category, and this award goes to the KCB Bank, Kenya Limited. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
And with that, we've come to the end of the award ceremony. Your Excellency and the guests on stage will request you to retreat briefly for one song from the KRA choir. Then after that, we'll have 2 photos before we call it an evening and proceed to have dinner. So let's put our hands together as we invite the KRA choir, made up of KRA staff, to give us one song as we also set up the stage ready for a photo session.